All right, so MicroStrategy, they just did something, well, kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They bought a ton of Bitcoin, like an insane amount.
How much are we talking?
51,780 Bitcoins.
Whoa!
That's almost $4.6 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously we had to dive into this.
Definitely.
Why would MicroStrategy, a publicly traded company, make this massive bet
Right.
on Bitcoin? And like, what does it even mean
Yeah.
for the future of crypto? We're going deep on this today.
Let's do it.
And we've got this news article really breaks it all down. So first things first, 51,780 Bitcoins. That's not even all they have.
No. This is just their latest purchase, right?
See, exactly.
They already had a huge amount of Bitcoin.
I mean, they're basically building a Bitcoin empire.
Right.
This purchase brings their total to over 331,200 Bitcoins.
Which is
roughly $30 billion.
$30 billion.
It's insane. They are all REN on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So help me understand, what is it about Bitcoin that they're so, bullish on?
Well, MicroStrategy's CEO, he's been super vocal about their strategy, and they're basically looking at Bitcoin as like a hedge against inflation.
Okay.
So, traditional currencies, they tend to,
Lose value.
lose value over time, exactly, especially with all the quantitative easing and stuff like that going on.
Right.
But Bitcoin, on the other hand, Bitcoin has a fixed supply.
Right. They can't just print more.
Exactly, which makes it, in theory at least, way more resistant to that kind of devaluation.
So it's kind of like digital gold.
Exactly. That's their thinking. It's like a modern-day digital version of gold, which, historically speaking, has held its value,
When things get rough, you hold on to your gold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, they're betting that Bitcoin will do the same thing.
Interesting. And they're not just, dipping their toes in the water here. I mean, to fund this whole strategy, they're raising $42 billion.
Yeah, that's not a small amount.
Half of that they're getting from issuing stock and the other half from profits.
They're fully committed to this.
It's a huge statement. But I got to ask, a purchase this big, it has to affect the price of Bitcoin, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right after they made the announcement, Bitcoin surged to a new all-time high. Broke $93,000.
Wow.
Yeah. But, we had to be careful about attributing it all to MicroStrategy.
Right. There's always other things going on in the market.
Exactly. Our article, it mentions a few other factors that are probably contributing to this surge. Like, there's this talk about potential deregulation.
Oh, okay.
Which could make it way easier for people and for institutions to invest in Bitcoin.
Right.
And globally, we're seeing more and more crypto-friendly policies.
So things are kind of lining up.
Yeah. The landscape's changing.
Mm-hmm.
And another big one, the article talks about how institutional investors, so like your big pension funds, your hedge funds, they're starting to see Bitcoin as like a real asset class.
Like it belongs in a portfolio with stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So MicroStrategy makes this huge purchase, and it's like adding fuel to an already burning fire.
Yeah. And the craziest thing to me is their stock price.
Oh, yeah.
It's skyrocketing. Like it's actually outperformed Bitcoin itself.
No way.
Yeah. Their stock has risen fivefold this year.
So, I mean, that kind of suggests that maybe, just maybe, Wall Street is starting to come around on this whole cryptocurrency thing.
It makes you wonder, like if a company, a publicly traded company, subject to all those regulations, if they can bet this big on Bitcoin and see these kinds of results.
That's stopping everyone else.
Right. Could this be a tipping point?
Are we headed towards a future where, Bitcoin is just a standard part of everyone's portfolio?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot we don't know. But one thing's for sure, MicroStrategy is pushing Bitcoin into the mainstream.
This isn't just for, techie people anymore.
Not at all.
So I got to ask, where does all this leave you?
Do
you think this is, the start of a whole new era for Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Or is this just a risky bubble that's going to burst?
Well, predicting the future of any market is tough, right?
Yeah.
Especially one as volatile as crypto.
Right.
But when you see this level of investment from a player like MicroStrategy, it really makes you think, could this be a turning point? Something that leads to even wider adoption? Or is it a gamble that might not pay off? It's really fascinating to think about. What are your thoughts on all this?
I'm not sure. What do you think, listeners? Is Bitcoin the future of finance or a house of cards waiting to collapse? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
And that's it for our deep dive today. We'll see you next time.
See ya!